Hi, I'm Rainbird and welcome to Kyhmah 102. I don't know why it's 102. Nothing's really changed except I feel like I've expressed enough what the vision is about in 101. So now I want to explore the need for why and how. Since I finally came out with the vision and actually expressed how I feel, I really have to thank JC because he really did encourage me. Throughout the years, he's always been the person for me to say, go for it, or, what do you got to lose? Or, he's kind of been my cheerleader. And even like at the most embarrassing of times, because you don't know if you're making a mistake while you're making it. You don't know if you're doing something that could have a negative repercussion. That's not your intent, when you set out to do something, until it happens. And even then when it does happen, the question comes in of, was it worth the risk? And then the question of, not knowing or not being true to yourself or not being obedient to the call, that all of that comes into play. And I don't know, I just felt like I'm done. It's like you beat yourself up when you do that. It's like, okay, for instance, my car, it won't stop beeping unless you put the seatbelt on. And then once you put the seatbelt on, then it's satisfied. It was set up that way. It was designed that way. But it's for your protection. But what happens is if you rebel against the ding, 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 the entire way there, you're just going to have this miserable experience in life because you refuse to answer the call. You refuse to, put the seatbelt on. So, so this has been a little nerve-wracking for me because I just feel like even if nothing happens, let's say I put these videos out and I send out the bat signal and I express myself and I explore the vision, at least somewhere in eternity, in one of the dimensions of existence, there is an answer. I know. But that's how my mind thinks. Like, there's multiple dimensions. And this has occurred where I got to the point where I was just fed up. And I just said, oh, the hell with it. I'm just going to come out with it. And whatever happens, happens. And whoever answers or responses, that wonderful. If not. I'm still going to go forward. I'm still going to be, in my little wood shed putting together this ark, this Noah's Ark, if you want to call it. And if no one, at least it's there. At least in one of these dimensions, it's there. And it works. And I hope it happens at this one. But just the fact that I put it out there. And so what I was trying to say was, since I've opened my mouth and spilled the beans and let the cat out of the bag, I have not been able to stop smiling. I have not been able to stop smiling. I'm finding that, and this is just bizarre, but I'm finding that I'm having a little better time communicating to strangers. I'm having a better time dealing with people that I'm not familiar with. Like, for instance, I had to go pay a ticket at the courthouse, and You know, it's not a real pleasurable experience having to do something like that, but I had to talk myself up. You know, I had to say, you know, it's okay. You know, you're just going to go in, you're going to pay the bill. Everything is going to be good. You're going to walk out, you're going to get back into your car, and you're going to go back home. I didn't have to do any of that. I did a little bit encourage myself, but once I, you know, as I was walking towards the building, but once I got inside, I was at complete peace, and I was smiling at everybody, and I kept trying to tell myself, put away your yellow golden teeth. You're scaring people. But I don't know why. I just couldn't stop smiling. And I was imagining, and I was practicing that when I walk by, I vibrate love, and they can feel it. And, you know, usually when I go out, you know, people are not monsters. I mean, it's all in my head, obviously. But, you know, people are very attracted to me in a way where they'll invite me to sit at their table, or, you know, they'll come up and talk to me. And it's not like I'm off-putting, or that I never put out friendly vibrations or vibrations of love. It's just that I didn't know how to control it. And so, you know, I really feel like just the vibration of me saying it or speaking the vision has already occurred. A change has occurred, even if it's in me, and I'm out there just doing my thing or whatever, or I'm in the house and I receive a phone call, or somebody drops by, or the mailman needs me to sign something. I'm able to understand what it feels like to pulse and hum and on the inside, and feel the vibration as almost, it's almost as like, how do I explain it? It's like, okay, it's like having a calculator. It's like simple math. Okay, simple math. You understand simple math, but you really need an answer really quick, and you don't want to be in the position of doubting yourself, because, you know, let's just face it, as we get older, we tend to think about math less and less, unless it's a part of our daily lives, unless we do this for a living or whatever, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But you pull out this calculator and you say, okay, 321 minus 16. And it gives you the answer, and then you're able to say the answer, you know, immediately, with security, with you know, a surety that is the answer, because you use your calculator. That's what the feeling is like for me. It's almost like, okay, I want to make sure that I exude love, pulse, hum, vibrate. There it is. I'm in. Now, when I walk by the person, and, you know, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about you don't have to hum like aloud as you walk by the person, but, you know, sonic vibrations are very potent. I feel that they can calm, they can agitate, they can stimulate, they can sensualize, they can create imaginative thoughts, and, you know, you can actually use sound or sonic waves to go into a different space in your mind, you know, and explore different realms. And so I feel like if you're able, if you're confident with that, with enough self-love to walk by someone and actually audibly hum, and then feel the love that you feel for yourself and pulse it outward, and you can practice doing that, then it's like having a calculator at the ready. It's like you can pull it out when you need it. It's like, in my description of what people should imagine Kyhmah to be for this YouTube channel, I put, you should imagine it to be something like, I don't know what the school was called, but like the school for musical XMEN, like that. Not like a Zen retreat, but like a school of logic and thought and sound and calculation, and okay, but the overtone is love, and the end result is healing. So I understand how it can come across that way, but it really is more, you want to develop a calculator. You want to create a a way in you of being where you can, at the ready, at the instant, find a way to pulse out that vibration to calm and to heal. So yeah, so okay, so that was part of what I was trying to get out, that even in me just saying it, just finally confessing it, you know, has already sparked a change, even if it's a small way within me. And it's funny because I was talking to JC the other night about it, and he and I realized that we do that when we greet each other and we come together after he's been at work all day. I'll hug him and hum, and I feel the love, like I feel his love, and he feels my love, and we can feel each other's love, and it kind of like washes the day away. You know, whatever happened at work is a non-starter. It's like now you're home. It's your home, and I love you, and you're secure now, and let's go. Let's have a good time. Let's invite some friends over. Let's have a couple of beers, watch a movie, and it like permeates. But see, he and I are used to doing that with each other. So now what we have to do is we have to find a way to encapsulate sound and song and music and different strange sounds we've never heard before, incorporated into song and into music that can, because in order for you can speak a different language, and people can hear you speaking a different language, but that doesn't mean they'll understand or comprehend how to interpret that language. And so what it's time for us musicians to do is it's time for us to elevate into the next phase of sound and elevate into the next use of sound. Okay, we've had a season of art for wealth and art for exploration and art for social persona. Okay, we've had a season for that. Now it's time for the musicians, or the minstrels, the ones you send out before the battle. It's time for us to start using our gifts, our musical gifts, to combat the low vibrations that's happening in the world. Now we have to step away from just creating songs, just, "Ooh, baby, you make me feel so good," and all of that, yada, yada. And it's time for us to, we've had enough of that. Now we need to take a pause. I'm not saying that we can't come back to that when things are, stabilized and we've already established a sense of force. We need to create a language that is new, that can come across as healing, and within a song, within melody, within different tonal vibrations, within a different sound, something that we need to do that. And we had a lot of success and advancement of sound through technology. I mean, we have the Moog, we have the synthesizer, any synthesizer that makes any kind of noise or sound that we've never heard before has really been a key component into throwing us into a change of sound and where music is concerned. But it's time for us to take that next step, and that's why the music is necessarily so bad right now. The music is necessarily bad because it's like a slap in the face. It's telling us, hey, come on, snap out of it. It's time to get to work. We have work here to do. And it's time for us to create a melodic tone that is vibrational and that can vibrate in a certain frequency where it actually causes healing, not just it sang about it and fantasized about it and then, oh wow, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Oh wow, he should have taken care of his son. We need to go from that to, I'll never do that to my child again. I am the person that we need to go from the fantasy, into the, okay, here's the science behind it. Here's how we actually get there. Here's how we launch the rocket. And it has to be in a way that people can understand, even if not in the words or the sounds, the new sounds, but in the vibrations and the overtones of the sounds. I'm sorry. One of my favorite scenes in Star Wars. I mean, this movie is an epic movie, the original Star Wars, and then I'm going to end the video here. But my favorite scene, the thing that sold me on the entire movie was, oh, excuse me, let me take care of this. Sorry about that. The thing that sold me on the entire movie was the introduction of the Ewoks. I loved everything about the Ewoks. I loved their language. I love their culture. And it's like, nothing they said made sense, but somehow you understood it. And I think the creators, and I forget who it was, but you know, it was a George Lucas film, but it was the scene where they introduced to the Ewoks, and they take them to their prisoners, you know, the captives. And, you know, they take them to their village, and everybody just breaks into song, and it's like they become friends. And my whole point is, it was the thing that sold me on the movie. And if we can find a way to come up with a vibrational language. See, this is why I have these issues of, should I be doing this or not? Because look at how that just sounded. But it's just me. It's just me. It's just how I think. And if you made it with me this far, then I guess you think like me too. And so maybe you might understand what I'm talking about. But that's it for this video. I'm going to go in the next video. I'm going to go into a little bit more how to practice self-love, or just some tips of how I practice. I mean, you practice it how you practice it, but just to expand on some of the things that I've found over the last couple of years that have really just been just a fortunate gift for me, that work amazing. And so that'll be in the next video. But that's it for now. Bye, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.